I've had plastic surgery, changed my face, then used this new face to get a new room. Changed cars and got a husband who's always obedient in everything. But even until I lay down on the operating table, I just understand now. This face requires a life in exchange. My name is Soft Candy. I've known since I was young that I'm ugly. It's not that kind of self-deprecating ugliness. They're really ugly with small eyes. Flat nose with numerous acne scars across the face. When smiling, only a sliver of the eye is visible. Relatives came to visit me at home. My cousin said this girl would definitely be beautiful when she grew up. It's my turn, and my mouth seems frozen shut. Gazing downward. After struggling for a while, he managed to utter 3 words, pretty honest. To be honest, you're too ugly to even show yourself in public. I can only say that you're as trouble-free as a dog. Going to school is a nightmare. In elementary school, I was called Fish Eye Girl. In junior high, it was called the Lunar Surface. Every girl in the class has received love letters. I just didn't get up. Some people even drew the face of a dummy on the blackboard. It's God's draft. What really made me decide to get plastic surgery was, it was my junior year. Secretly in love with a guy from the neighboring department. I wrote him a love letter. Stuck among the books in his library. He came looking for me the next day. The letter was thrown on the ground by him. Tried to step on it. Saying that an ugly person deserves it too. You're not afraid of a toad-like face either. It's so disgusting to me. Behind me, there was relentless mockery. In an instant, my face turned red. Too ashamed to stand, I crouched down to pick it up. The moment my hand started shaking, I swear to change this face. Or if I die, I'll burn that letter. Tell yourself that you'll remain ugly for the rest of your life. Either replace him. Summer break of my junior year, I worked for 2 months. I've saved $12,000. Again, he lied to my mom and said he needed to take postgraduate entrance exam preparation courses. Scammed 8,000 yuan. 20,000 yuan. I found a shabby cosmetic surgery clinic in an urban village. Done with the eyes and nose. When lying on the operating table, my heart is beating so fast it's unbearable. When removing the gauze, the face was swollen like a pig's head. The eyes are still bleeding. I cried. I was afraid I wasted money and suffered in vain. In the end, it's still ugly. But fate is such a thing. Sometimes it's simply divine. Strange recovery period, 3 months. It's like I've grown a new face. The day I went back to school, the cafeteria aunt actually gave me an extra chicken leg. In the past, this only happened to pretty girls. Some boys even took the initiative to sit next to me and borrow my notes. I know this face has started to be valuable now. After graduating from university, I went to Shanghai. The salary for a clerical staff is 5,000. Rent, 2,500. Save everything that's left. I made a plan for myself. 3 years of complete transformation. From the corners of the eyes to the nose to the corners of the jaw to the cheekbones, fat injection to create smiling lips. Had my eyes treated 3 times. Nose twice. Chin once. Effect once. Fill in twice. There's also liposuction and eyebrow lifting. Spent 460,000 on my hairline over 2.5 years. Where did the money come from? Go to the bar after work to liven up the atmosphere. Going to the car show on weekends to pick up small advertisements. I never went home before 12 o'clock at night. Does it hurt? The pain was so severe that I woke up in the middle of the night. My face was so swollen that the pillow became wet with tears. Too scared to turn over. Because the corners of my mouth just had stitches put in. Every little movement causes it to pull. It hurts, but every time after removing the gauze, seeing my face in the mirror becoming increasingly unfamiliar, I think it's worth it. Because I know. The most worthless thing in the world, it's just the kindness of an unattractive person. fully recovered from the last surgery. I stood in front of the mirror for a long time. The person in the mirror doesn't resemble me at all. European-style double eyelids, highly prominent nose bridge, plump, apple cheeks, smiling lips, deep chestnut-colored, large curls. I stared at the mirror and smiled. Laughing and laughing, I ended up crying. Because I suddenly realized I've forgotten what I originally looked like. But after taking another look, that gummy bear is absolutely ugly. Being alive makes no difference from being dead. After plastic surgery, that's when I really understood what a beauty dividend is. Going into luxury stores before, the salesperson acts like they don't see you. Now, as soon as you enter, someone brings water and calls you little sister. I added them on WeChat during a blind date before. I'll stop talking after seeing the photos. Now I get hundreds of likes per day. The most exaggerated one yet. One at the Bun Ching bar. The guy simply placed the ace of spades in front of me. He pursued me for 3 months later. He bought me a Chanel bag and a Tesla. But I wasn't with him. Because his monthly salary is 20,000. In Shanghai, people can't even afford to buy a toilet. I'm not snobbish. I'm awake. I spent 460,000 yuan and went through countless surgeries just to get this face. It's not to endure hardships with you. I'll start by filtering the first one. Financial professionals earn millions per year. After 3 months of dating, he bought her a Hermes bag. Ended up flirting with 3 girls at the same time. Got a second one too. The rich second generation drives a Maybach and lives in Tankin Yipin. When you were pursuing me, you sent Maishoku Blue to the Maldives. As a result, he has a fiancé. The third person I blocked is my current husband, Shen Ling. He's different from all the men I've met before. We met at a gallery. He stood in front of a painting and stared at it for a long time. Turning to me, he asked what the painting was about. That painting covers a large area. There's a little red person inside the blue shape. I casually said that a person is alone in vast solitude. He froze for a moment, then laughed. He said he kept looking for someone who shared the same painting with him. People who feel the same way. I only found out later. That painting is part of his collection. He pursued me for 4 months. Don't take me to the nightclub. Don't take me to buy a bag. It's just eating Japanese food. Attend a concert and enjoy the night view. Just staying quietly by their side. Hold hands occasionally. Look back at him. He's just laughing. I've said before that I'm as clear-headed as a machine. But Shen Ling caused this machine to crash. He confessed his feelings to me under the Disney fireworks display, saying it's not because of my appearance. It's because of what I said in the gallery. A dowry of 6 million in cash, plus apartment with river views in Lujiazui. 3-carat Tila wedding ring. The wedding was held at the Peninsula Hotel, with 60 tables set up. My mom's makeup ruined from crying. My dad drank too much. Holding Shen Ling's hand, he said, "My daughter hasn't had an easy life since she was little. It's not easy to squeeze through. I know these 3 all too well. What does this character mean? It's not that I feel sorry for all the hardships I've gone through. I'm glad that I can finally get a good price for it. Never mind, it's not important. Life after marriage. It looks fake. To what extent is Shen Ling kind to me? I want to eat crab meat soup dumplings." He drove for 2 hours to Yangzhou to buy it. I casually mentioned that Chanel's new designs are nice. It appeared in the wardrobe the next day. He never speaks to me in a loud voice. Never loses my temper. He always goes along with whatever I do. What's it like to marry a husband who always obeys everything? So refreshing that you feel like a queen. So good it makes you forget how this face even came to exist. But don't forget that. I'm telling an emotional story. It's not a fairy tale. The next line in a fairy tale is often the good luck you thought you had. Actually, all prices are clearly listed. The 3rd year after marriage. There's something wrong with my nose. People who've had plastic surgery understand. The parts that have been moved cannot be fixed permanently. The prosthesis may shift out of place. It allows light to pass through and can contract. I had my nose reconstructed with an L-shaped silicone implant for the second time. I wanted to save money at the time. At first, only the bridge of the nose turned red. Makeup can cover it up. Later, the tip of my nose became thinner and thinner. The shape of the prosthesis is visible. A white spot appears on the tip of the nose. It feels like it's about to tear apart. I went to the doctor and was told that the implant needed to be replaced. It's best to use costal cartilage. Go to a regular hospital for the procedure. 150,000 to 200,000. I don't want Shenlin to know that my entire face has been treated. Just made up a reason related to gynecological surgery. Paid the money and made an appointment with the plastic surgery department of a top-tier hospital. A full physical examination is required before the surgery. The day the physical examination report came out, the doctor called me into his office. A female doctor in her 40s. The look in my eyes is quite complicated. He said my CT scan showed the area from the root of the nose to the bridge of the nose. There is an irregular soft tissue mass. Suspected to be a hemangioma. Had multiple nasal surgeries before. Repetitive traumatic stimuli, leading to abnormal proliferation of local blood vessels. The location is very sensitive. Near the cavernous sinus. If it continues to grow or ruptures, it can affect eye movement and vision. In severe cases, it can be life-threatening. I asked if it could be cut now.
He said the location was too deep.
The peripheral nerves and blood vessels are too abundant. The surgical risks are extremely high. And it was also discovered that my nose and forehead, the soft tissues in the cheekbone area show widespread and uneven thickening. It was caused by multiple injections of filler. Some of the fillers have shifted and become non-absorbable. Some tissues have begun to undergo fibrosis and calcification. He spoke very professionally. But I understood. My face is breaking down. Coming out of the hospital, I'm sitting on the curb. The first time I felt fear wasn't really an emotion at all. It's a physiological reaction. The stomach is churning and trembling. Nails digging into the palm. It's all cold sweat. I wanted to smoke a cigarette. Didn't bring fire. An old man who was picking up trash next to me asked what was wrong. I said it's okay. It was just done too harshly. I didn't tell Shenling. It's not that I'm afraid he'll dislike me. It's because I'm afraid he'll see my test results when he does. The same look in my eyes as that boy from back then. It's not disgust. They simply don't care at all. Because I care about him. I care too much about it. Realizing for the first time how afraid I am of losing someone. Preferring to carry the burden myself, rather than caring about others' opinions. I don't dare let him know that this face is fake. Is this love? I don't think so. This is fucking karma. I spent 460,000. Got stabbed dozens of times. Turned oneself into someone else. In exchange for him taking one more look at her. But what if he finds out? What was sacrificed in exchange for this extra glance? Will he still watch it? I don't know. Now, go to the hospital every 3 months for follow-up checks on the hemangioma. The doctor said no more facial surgeries could be performed. No more fillers can be injected. But my face is slowly getting older. The nose is translucent. Apple muscle ptosis. Deepening of nasolabial folds. I can't do cosmetic surgeries. Can't get injections. Can't get a facelift. I can only watch helplessly at this face that I've earned with my life. Falling apart little by little. Shenling is still in the dark. Inside, within. He didn't know that his wife took advantage of him while he was asleep every night. Secretly touching one's own nose. Confirm whether the prosthesis is still in its original position. He doesn't know either. Every time I look in the mirror, I'm searching for signs of those changes. Like a condemned prisoner. Count how many days are left on the wall. A couple of days ago, he held me and said, "Wife, I really love the way you look when you smile." I said with a smile, "Then look more. Maybe I won't be able to see it anymore in the future." He didn't understand. "What are you talking about, calling someone a fool?" I didn't explain. Because I don't know how to tell him. Soft candy is like a night blooming serious. It's all very dramatic when it starts. Thank with no sound at all. But the ephemeral flowers wither in just one night. It seems to have accepted me as its fate. I spent 460,000, decades of surgery over 2.5 years to get this face. But what if this face has to be taken back? What can I use to pay it back? So, ladies, don't envy those who look good. You have no idea how long that face of his will remain usable. I also don't know what he does every night when he lies in bed with his pillow. What's feared is old age. Still afraid that I won't live long enough to grow old. I believe now. A bitch deserves to pay with her life. Being beautiful is also nice. Your brother can't have children. What's it to you? My mom said this is a matter that concerns our whole family. I touch my baby who's 3 months old inside me. Never would have thought. The baby my sister-in-law is carrying is my husband's child. My name is Sue Wan. I'm 28 years old this year. In the past, I always think those melodramatic plot lines in TV dramas. It was so fake, right up until last month. I've personally experienced things that are even more absurd than what happens in TV dramas. When I was 3 months pregnant, my sister-in-law is also pregnant, but the child in her womb is my husband's. This story dates back 3 years. My husband's name is Chun Yu. There's also a younger brother at home named Chun Feng. Got married 3 years ago. My wife's name is Lin Cixi. Being good-looking, she also has a gentle personality. Our relationship has always been good. But Chun Feng and Lin Cixi have been married for 3 years without having any children. My mother-in-law was extremely anxious. Go ahead and urge them to get checked. The results are in. Chun Feng's questions. The chances of natural conception are virtually 0. I actually felt quite sympathetic toward my mother-in-law at that time. I think the elderly have traditional ways of thinking. Want a healthy grandson. I also told Chun Yu, how about helping my brother-in-law find out more about in vitro fertilization? Chun Yu glanced at me at that moment. Just said, without saying anything else. Thinking about it now, that look in his eyes is so strange. 3 months ago, I found out I'm pregnant. The whole family is quite happy. My mother-in-law also came to see me twice. Bring me red dates and longans. Let me take good care of myself. I think I'm quite happy. My husband is pretty nice to me. The little life inside is growing bigger day by day. Although morning sickness really gave me a hard time. But every time I think about how a few months will pass, just to be able to hold my own child in my arms, I feel like everything is worth it now. But over a month ago, Cixi suddenly started to experience morning sickness too. I'm very surprised. Privately asked her if she had gone through in vitro fertilization. She froze for a moment, saying no means it was naturally conceived. What about Chun Feng's health? His face turned red all at once, stammering that maybe the test was done incorrectly. I found it strange at the time, but I didn't think much about it. It's a good thing when someone gets pregnant. I can't keep asking around like that. Later, I went to my mother-in-law's house for dinner. It just so happens that Cixi is here too. That day, my mother-in-law treated Cixi incredibly well. Serving soup and dishes, peel eggs by hand. You need to know, the mother-in-law has always been indifferent to her daughter-in-law. I've been pregnant for so long now. She's never been this sad before. My husband's reaction was even more strange. He saw his mother-in-law like that. The complexion looks really terrible. I'm gripping the chopsticks tightly. Didn't say a word the entire time. Do you understand women's intuition? It's just that I can't really pinpoint what's wrong. But every cell in my body is telling me that something's wrong. That night, I couldn't fall asleep, tossing and turning all night. Suddenly remembered something. One night last month, Chan Yu came back from working overtime. His phone rang while he was taking a shower. I took a quick glance. It's a message sent by him, her. Don't forget this. You can't tell anyone about it. I didn't pay attention at the time. But now that I think back on it, no one can say that. What's being said might not be what I actually meant at all. I decided to take advantage of the fact that he was asleep. Guess his phone password. I've always known. Never flipped through it before. It's because of trust. That night, my fingers are trembling. The chat history with his mother on WeChat is empty. This is already abnormal in itself. People I talk to every week. How is it possible that there isn't a single record at all? Unless someone deletes it. I flipped through the album again. Turned to a photo of a hospital examination report. It's a semen quality analysis report for one individual. The name is blocked by a finger. My husband has always been in good health. Whose is this report? Then I opened the memo. There's something he sent last month inside. The results of the 4 blood tests were all normal. The ultrasound shows an early pregnancy of approximately 6 weeks. Follow-up appointment next Wednesday. Mom asked me to go with her. I stared at those words for a full 30 seconds. I recognize every single word. Connected together, yet still couldn't understand it. My sister-in-law is pregnant. Why does my husband have to accompany me to the follow-up appointment? I continue to browse the folders that were recently deleted. There are a few more inside. I've already talked to Ceci. Go to the maternal and child health clinic at 10 a.m. on Wednesday. Mom says this time it must work out. Can't delay any longer. Today I went to the hospital with Ceci. Got the medicine and am waiting for the results. What medicine should I get? I feel like my stomach is in chaos, turning upside down. 3 months of morning sickness. Nothing has ever made me feel this disgusted. The next day, I went straight to find Lin Ceci. Tell her about Chun Feng's situation. I know it's impossible to get pregnant naturally. Her face turned pale all at once. Crying, she said it was her mother-in-law who arranged it. At the end of last year, her mother-in-law looked for her. It's said that the Chun family cannot be left behind to hold off the enemy. Looking for a blood-related person to provide sperm. She didn't agree at first. But my mother-in-law cries every day. Every day I beg them to say no. If they refuse, I won't live anymore. He just agreed to it without really thinking. Pulling me and saying, "Sis, don't worry, I didn't do anything with Chan Yu. I just went to the hospital to get a sample." Then it was done using a syringe. The louder he spoke, the softer his voice became. The more I listened, the more disgusted I became. So what if it's manual? So what if they use syringes? That's my husband's sperm. The child in her womb is my husband's. From start to finish, this whole thing. No one told me at all. My husband, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, everyone's hiding it from me together, treating me like a monkey. I asked him how long Chan Yu had known about it. He said he wasn't quite sure. But at least by the end of last year, after talking with her mother-in-law, I should have just told Chan Yu. I wasn't pregnant at the end of last year. In other words, without my knowledge, my husband has already agreed to his mother's request. Use one's own sperm to make one's sister-in-law pregnant. I stumbled home in a daze. Chan Yu was sitting on the sofa, scrolling through his phone. Saw me say I was back. "What do you want to eat tonight?" The tone was so casual, as if nothing had happened at all. I watched him. Suddenly, I felt like this person was completely unfamiliar to me. When he promised his mother about this matter, have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought that I'm his wife? He makes any decisions related to childbirth. Everyone should discuss things with me first. Without him, I couldn't think of anything at all. Or rather, I've thought about it. Then they chose to hide it from me. That night, I cried under the covers for a long time. Chan, you asked me what was wrong. I said it's okay. It's just the discomfort associated with morning sickness during pregnancy.
He said, then go to bed early.
Then turned over. He started snoring in just 3 seconds. Man. I finally figured this out. My mother-in-law has long known that Chun Feng's problem is incurable. But she refuses to undergo regular in vitro fertilization. Also, sperm banks are not accepted. I think a child born that way has no blood relation to the Chan family. His method was to have his eldest son, Chen Yu, provide the sperm. As for me, he never even thought of me at all. In his eyes, I'm probably just someone who serves the Chen family. The child's tools, I guess. His son isn't only capable of having children with me, can also give birth to her brother-in-law's child. What's the name of this concept of making the most of everything? I really feel like vomiting. When Ceci was over a month pregnant. I've been pregnant for over 3 months now. He knows I'm pregnant. Every day she touches my belly and says, "Good baby." Immediately went to the hospital to provide sperm for my sister-in-law. What really drives me crazy isn't this. Rather, he felt there was nothing wrong with it. I've never thought about how I feel. I don't know what's going on between him and Ceci. Is there really any substantial relationship between them? Ceci said no. Just going to the hospital to get a sample. Then manual operation is required. But I can't verify such things. Even if there's really no physical contact at all. That feeling of being betrayed. What's the difference between me discovering that he's cheating and someone else finding out? Even more disgusting than infidelity. Cheating is at least his own choice. It's a matter between 2 people. But this was a conspiracy by the entire family. Everyone is doing their fucking jobs under his command. And I am part of this family. The only person who was excluded. I asked a lawyer friend of mine. After listening, he thought for a long time. Tell me about your husband. Legally speaking, as long as he really didn't have sex with Ceci, that doesn't count as cheating. He went ahead and donated sperm without telling you. The law doesn't consider this to be a fault either. You can file for divorce. But I want him to pay compensation or get a larger share of the property. There's no chance at all. There's no need to ask about the child in Nasi's belly. I'm related to my husband by blood. Can I make him have it removed? He said no. You have no right to do this. That child, it only happened with the consent of both your husband and his sister-in-law. It has absolutely nothing to do with you legally. Those 4 words, "it's okay," really hurt like a knife to the heart. The blood on that child's body is my husband's. From now on, you should call me Auntie. Call it the child in my womb. Brothers and sisters eat together during the new year as they grow up. But he has nothing to do with me. What about me? What about the suffering I've endured? Every night, as soon as I close my eyes, I think about these things. Thinking until dawn. What's the big deal anyway? My mom started crying as soon as she heard it. They're being too mean to people. Let me get a divorce. But he hesitated again. They say I'm 3 months pregnant. What should I do without my child? The risks of failing are too great. I'm not willing to part with it either.
Touching my stomach.
He's moving around like a little fish. How can I bear to take it away? If you don't take it off, you'll have to deal with all these problems. My husband has clearly noticed that something's wrong with me these past few days. I don't really talk to him much. When he touches me, I dodge away. He asked me what was wrong. I said it wasn't anything. It's just that I'm not feeling well during pregnancy. He said you seem to be preoccupied with something. Tell me, please. I looked at his innocent expression. Suddenly found it extremely ridiculous. Does he really think this isn't a big deal at all? I still feel like I'll never discover it in my lifetime. I don't know how to face him. I also don't know how to face the child who's about to be born. I have no idea at all. In a few more months, when Sissy's belly also started to grow bigger, when that child was born, when everyone knows that child is actually my husband's, how am I supposed to face all of this? I don't know if we'll end up divorced in the end. Maybe I'll endure it for the sake of the child. Maybe one day I'll just leave when I can't take it anymore. When trust is shattered, won't be coming back for 9 years. What I fear most isn't getting divorced. It's not just one person taking care of the child. But one day, the child asked my mom, "Why does my brother look so much like me?" I really don't know how to answer.